It has been a minute since I've done a talking head video like this, mainly because it takes a lot of effort to get ready. I need to look presentable versus when I'm doing a voiceover, I'm just talking over a bunch of B-roll. My name is Erin Donahue, I'm a multidisciplinary professional photographer and content creator based in New York City. Today I'm going over how to build your own DIY home photography studio. I built my own, I don't rent a studio outside or anything like that, mainly because a lot of the projects I can do at home. I don't have clients come here or anything like that. If I did have a client that wanted to be present for a project, then yes, I would consider going and renting a studio, and that fee would be built into their invoice. So you might be thinking that you do need a fancy studio with expensive equipment in order to get those high quality, high resolution commercial images. As you develop your skill set, this is a niche that you want to shell out a bit more as you go along. It's one of those things where you need to spend money to earn money. However, we all start somewhere, and I'm very much of the mindset, use what you have available to you, be resourceful. You can have the most expensive equipment ever, but if you don't know what you're doing, your images are still going to come out looking like shit. It is very possible to build a professional level studio right in your home, even if you have a tight budget and limited space. As a New Yorker, space is limited. With a little creativity and knowing the right techniques, you can achieve it no problem. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So cheesy. As you can see, I only use this little corner in this janky foldable table that's made from plywood. It's too short, and it limits the surface area I can work with, but a bigger table would obviously take up more space, and in New York City apartments, space is a commodity. For the camera lens and body, I would say lens is more important than the body. Ideally, have anything from 50mm and higher to minimize distortion. If you can get your hands on a macro lens, that's the best, but it's not the end of the world. I use Sony's 90mm macro lens to be able to get up close and personal with small details. While natural light can be effective for home photography, and many start out that way, if you want to level up your work and not be at the mercy of the weather, you need to learn artificial lighting for more consistent results. There are a range of options for artificial lighting, and I use the godox system because it's budget friendly and gets the job done. The light I use is a godox FV150. It's a hybrid of both strobe and continuous light, perfect for content creators like me who produce both photos and videos. When it's on continuous light, the fan is quiet and the color temperature is set to 5600 Kelvin, which equals daylight. The FV150 is dimmable and has a Bowens mount for modifiers. For strobe, it supports high-speed sync with the transmitter. I use this godox wireless flash trigger transmitter and also have this godox hot shoe flash. It's a strobe light that I can use as a second light source in the studio, but I mainly use it to photograph events. Placement of the light source is key. That's probably the most important part of photography. The angle and distance of your light can dramatically affect how the final image will look. See how a slight adjustment can completely change the mood of the shot? Don't be afraid to play around and get creative with your lighting setup. I learned about this website, which virtually shows you about light placements and is really helpful in the pre-production phase, but I haven't had a chance to dabble with it since I pretty much have a standardized setup and haven't been experimenting too much since my objective has been efficiency. Now, to hold the camera, I'll use either a tripod or a C-stand. Neither one of these are necessary when starting, however, many times in commercial photography, compositing is necessary so that everything in the picture is sharp. Attention to detail is extremely important, especially with products. That means the camera can't move. C-stands are versatile for so many uses, but I had no idea what I was getting into when I ordered this, and I don't use it enough. They are expensive. This one was less than $150, and I bought a ball head adapter for $15 to $20 to go with it. This C-stand is so heavy, and I didn't realize that there are smaller ones, but you'll probably need sandbags to go with it. Whiteboards make a world of a difference, especially if you only have one light to use. They are relatively inexpensive compared to professional light modifiers, making them a cost-effective option for photographers looking to improve their lighting setup without investing in expensive equipment. There are whiteboards from companies like V-Flat World that are more necessary when working with people, but I just use some foam boards from Walmart since my subjects are smaller. You can get these at any local craft store or dollar store. A whiteboard acts as a large, soft light source when light is bounced off of it. This applies to indoors and outdoors. Bouncing light off of a whiteboard can also help diffuse it, spreading it out more evenly across the scene. This can help reduce the intensity of the light and prevent harsh direct lighting that can be unflattering, like if you're outdoors shooting midday. Oftentimes, whiteboards have a smooth reflective surface that can be angled to control the direction and intensity of the bounced light. This allows for more control over the lighting setup and the ability to create different lighting effects. For backgrounds, I use a collection of vinyls from Club Backdrops. They're a UK-based company, but they have a US site and shipping is free. I like that there's a variety of backgrounds and they do a lot of bundles, which helps save money. Vinyls are great for working with liquid or cream products because it's wipeable, unlike paper backgrounds. I also use this newer Walmart to hold 4 Savage Universal Seamless paper. I got this during the pandemic when everyone was home more often and I did a lot of self-portraits, but since things have been going back to normal and I'm outside again, I haven't found as much use for it. But that's just me. If you find yourself using the studio more, then this is great. You always want to use backgrounds that have a matte, non-reflective surface. So those are the bare bone things to get started with your DIY home studio. From there, you can either take away or build upon it. With those items, keep watching for some easy concept ideas. Ever hear of the acronym KISS? Keep it simple, stupid. Less is more. For product commercial photography, use up to 3 props, max. The more complex the scene becomes, it'll drown out the subject hero. That's really bad. Personally, I rarely use props simply because I don't want to pay for them, and I have to take them out, and then they would take up space in my home. If I had a separate studio, or if a client wants props though, that's a different story. Flat lays are a great concept and everyone can do them, and this is where a C-stand comes in clutch. I recently acquired this cone from V-Flat World to take pictures of reflective objects more easily. I think I can speak for every product photographer that photographing reflective surfaces are the worst. It's great packaging for the brand and consumer, but terrible for pictures. Even with this cone, there's still a lot of trial and error. As you can see, I have to shift it around so the camera doesn't reflect in the product. For pictures, it's easy to Photoshop out, but with video, that's more complicated to deal with. Add a human element like a hand. This is one of my favorite things to do. Slightly more advanced, but if you have a transparent tray, capture water splashes and water shadows. It's really fun, but can be messy if you're not careful. If you're wondering when would you decide to use which concept, go over what the ingredients list is or vibe of the photo shoot. A mood board usually helps with this and coming up with a shot list. Remember, photography is all about experimentation. Don't be afraid to try new things and push the boundaries of your creativity. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more photography tutorials. Until next time, keep shooting and stay creative.